The United States' most secretive and fantastic airplanes. They could be mistaken for UFOs. Something is mesmerizing for a person in airplanes, probably coming from the subconscious, from the underlying desire to fly, from the desire to do something that you're completely deprived of. And just an explosion of emotions causes the sight of airplanes as if descended from the screens of science fiction movies. Surely, any person at the sight of Northrop B-2 Spirit taking off or landing will exclaim, "Wow, fantastic!" And how majestically the biggest airplane in the world, AN-225 Mriya, unfortunately destroyed by the Russians, irradiated the air. But if you think that B-2 Spirit, AN-225 Mriya, or F-22 Raptor are the pinnacle of aircraft construction, and that there's nothing more fantastic yet, you're wrong. In this video, we'll tell you about 3 of the most secret and most fantastic U.S. airplanes, more like UFOs that almost no one has seen on Earth yet. In November 2014, residents on the east coast of the U.S. and southern parts of the U.K. were shocked by eerie sounds in the sky. They resembled a series of explosions or gunshots. Later on the internet appeared a recording of these sounds, which was made by a resident of London on her phone. Reliable reasons for the strange noise have not yet been proven, so there are many versions and statements about such an unusual phenomenon. One of them is the testing of the American top-secret super reconnaissance aircraft from the Aurora project. American authorities assure that such an airplane has never been created, but there are dozens of facts and evidence of meeting with it. It's known that the secret triangle-shaped aircraft can take off at an altitude of 17 miles, as well as fly at an impressive speed of more than 4,300 miles per hour. We're talking about one of the most classified prototypes called TR-3B Black Manta. Journalists claim that it's a continuation of the legendary SR-71 Blackbird reconnaissance aircraft. Created in 1964, the Blackbird at that time had fantastic characteristics, a speed of 2,200 miles per hour and a maximum climb altitude of 16 miles. The U.S. successfully used the device during combat operations in Vietnam, and there it demonstrated amazing results. In general, the SR-71 was the only aircraft that the Vietnamese failed to hit. But in 1998, the Thrushes were withdrawn from service, and at the time, there was no replacement for them. For more than 50 years of operation of the airplane, it was not possible to create a more advanced model for reconnaissance purposes with supersonic flight speed. Aviation enthusiasts do not believe that no replacement has been created and are ready to dig the ground to find any evidence of the existence of a completely new airplane. And they've even managed to achieve some success. For example, a careful study of the U.S. budget determined that a total of $2 to $3 billion was spent on a mysterious Project Aurora until the early 90s. And already in the early 90s began to appear everywhere stories about meeting with UFOs. And it would be possible not to give these stories of special importance if not for one interesting point. UFOs met only in the US and Britain. All objects resembled a black triangle and also left an unusual inversion trail in the air. Witnesses noted that this trace was not a straight line but round exhaust, like donuts on a string. Also, the media appeared in the combat characteristics of the device, and they're fantastic. The speed of flight is 6 times the speed of sound, and the height reaches 24 miles. At the moment, there's not a single air defense system on the planet which could eliminate this device. In February 1988, the Chinese magazine Gung Ho shared the first open investigation about the Aurora. It reported that the Americans were building a supersonic vehicle for reconnaissance purposes, capable of flying at Mach 7 and climbing to an altitude of 47 miles. It can carry 3 crew members inside and uses methane as fuel. In March 2006, investigative journalist Nick Cook shared an image of an inversion trail stretching from Nevada across the Atlantic Ocean. However, the aircraft that left the trail was not recorded. Soon, sensors from a geological organization in Southern California recorded a series of sonic booms with the source of the sound located high in the sky, not underground. The geoservice notes were studied by a former NASA employee who concluded that a sonic boom of such impressive power was left by an airplane flying at supersonic speed at an altitude of 17 miles. There were also media reports that the mysterious TR-3B Black Manta airplane used anti-gravity technology. Seems like the ultimate sci-fi. But even in Hitler's Germany, along with projects of atomic bombs and ballistic missiles, anti-gravity developments were underway. And maybe the Americans in 1945 captured not only Werner von Braun and Arthur Rudolph, who created the first American long-range ballistic missile, but also some other scientists. An ion engine is used as the basis for the anti-gravity unit. Either mercury or an inert gas is used as the propellant. The fuel ends up in an ionizer, where it's bombarded by electrons with high energy capacity and broken into positive and negative ions. Under the influence of the electrostatic field, they're accelerated to hypersonic speeds. If in a classical rocket engine the speed of ions reaches 2.8 ms, an ion engine up to 130 ms. A plasma cloud is formed around the airplane, which in turn creates an anti-gravity field around the ship. Sounds vague, of course, but no more definitive information is available yet. The last news about the TR-3B Black Manta dates back to September 2014. Social media users witnessed the appearance of an unusual military aircraft over the state of Oregon. As can be seen in the presented photos, the aircraft has a triangular shape. However, speculation that we're talking about the first clear pictures of the TR-3B Black Manta aircraft caused a lot of controversy. As you've seen in the photos and in the corresponding video, the airplane is unusual, and there are obvious similarities with the semi-legendary TR-3B Black Manta. So far, this is all that's known about the fantastic TR-3B Black Manta airplane, if it exists at all, of course. But too many facts say that, yes, it does exist and it flies.